Hello friends, today I'm sharing cozy farmhouse fall decor DIY using Dollar Tree finds, beautiful budget-friendly projects you can make yourself. I'm Aurea and this is DIY with Aurea. Let's get started. I'm gonna begin by using this clay. I'm gonna be creating a pedenco because we are creating a beautiful pumpkin. Now I'm going to be using a little bit of water because this is kind of hard. I've had this for a while. So I'm just going to go ahead and warm it up. Once it's nice and warm, then you're able to go ahead and shape it the way you want to. This video is part of a challenge called Just Our Imagination, with Kathy, Joe, Brenda, and there's always a guest host. I'm going to tell you about that a little later. But now, today we have to craft with a sponge, any kind of sponge, and we have to craft with it. We cannot paint with it. They made it a little difficult, didn't they? There's other items involved, but I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. But for this particular project, I'm going to be using a sponge. And of course, I'm shaping this clay like a pedenco. I'm creating lines. You could use whatever tool you have in hand. And yes, I'm creating lines because we know that the pedenco has lines and they are not perfect. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. And then I'm coming in with this different sponge that I found under my sink, of course, because we always keep extra sponges. I am cutting these in these pieces. And once they are cut just this size, then I come in and I cut these in half. And I'm going to do this until I have no more sponge left over. I purchased this pumpkin several years ago when the prices were still $1. I'm gonna go ahead and start placing these pieces of sponge all over the pumpkin. Just keep watching, this will all make sense. I'm going to be taking this chalk paint, the color is mint green, and I'm going to be giving it one entire coat. So once this piece is completely dry, I'm going to come in with this knife and I'm going to cut this pedenco off because we are going to be replacing it with the clay. I'm going to go ahead and use plenty of hot glue, and like that we could just go ahead and glue it right on top. This is going to turn out so pretty. It's starting to look like a beautiful pumpkin. If you're going to be creating something like this, you could use whatever color. I'm going to be painting it with this light brown color, and I'm going to do, of course, only one coat. I'm going to use the same color paint and I'm going to be distressing the entire piece. Once I distress the entire piece, then I'm going to have this orange acrylic paint and I'm going to be doing the same thing. I want to go ahead and cover all this imperfection, and I'm going to be doing that with some hot glue and some Spanish moss. I'm going to be adding that all around the pedenco. And then once that is done, I also have two beautiful leaves that I'm going to be incorporating right up here with, again, some hot glue. And then this will be it, my dear friends. You're going to have to let me know what you think about me using a sponge to create this beautiful pumpkin. Let me know what you would have done different. And here is the final review, my dear friends. I hope you enjoy this one. Guys, this is part of an open collaboration called Just Our Imagination. And this is being hosted every month by Kathy Joe with Kathy Joe DIY and Brenda Rust and Lace DIY. And every month they have a guest host. This month is Crafty Classy. And we are challenged every month by 3 different items. And this month we must craft, guess with what, guys? With a ladle. Yep, a ladle. This one gave me a run for my money. A sponge, any kind of sponge, and any kind of egg. Probably even a real egg, but I figure it's not Easter, so no, I'm not gonna do that. So I found this one in my stash. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that jute cord out of there, and then with a little bit of spackle, I'll be covering it up. I took the ladle and I cut it into 2 pieces as you see. And then I am going to try to straighten this up because I am gonna be gluing this to another piece. And I wanna make sure that I can go ahead and try to flatten it up as much as possible. Okay, so now it's time to paint this. I have this light mocha and I'm gonna give it 2 coats, and then after that I come in with some Mod Podge. I wanna make sure that this doesn't peel easily, and I'm only painting this section right here. I'm also gonna take this Easter egg and give it 2 coats with the same light mocha. Now that it's dry, let's go ahead and cut a piece of this burlap ribbon, and then with some hot glue, I'm going to be gluing it to the egg, leaving the upper section because I'm going to be placing some flowers in there, so I need that section to be open. And then, of course, I'm going to be gluing the rest only in the bottom. So now this is nice and glued, only the bottom section, and then of course with my scissors I'm going to cut all the excess off. And this section here I'm just fraying it because I like the look. I also have these numbers, they're galvanized, and I am going to be taking 3 numbers. The 109, and that is the numerical portion of my address. I'm giving it 2 coats with this black chalk paint. I'm adding this parchment paper to prevent leakage since this burlap fabric is porous. And then of course I'm going to be using some hot glue to put these numbers in place. I have this pleather ribbon. I'm also going to be gluing this one right here with plenty of hot glue all across the bottom section just to divide that section. And this is gonna go outside, so I want to make sure that this hook here is nice and secure. So I'm adding hot glue and E6000, and I'm going to be placing it right down here. And I also have a waterproof 2-package LED lights. I'm going to be using one. They have all different colors, and this remote control, you could make it look green, yellow, white, blue, purple, just name it and you have the color. This is really pretty. So I'm gonna add some hot glue right up here, because if we need to change the battery, all you do is just twist it, and I'm gonna place it right here. You remember that little piece that we painted? Okay, now that is my challenge item, a ladle. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use the same burlap, well, a different kind of burlap, but it's still burlap. So I'm going to be covering the light just as you see right here with some hot glue, and I'm going to be very careful because I want to only place glue only on this upper section. We want to make sure that if the battery wears out, we're able to change it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and fray it just as you see it. Look at how beautiful. And then now I am ready to go ahead and glue this in place. I'm going to be using a lot of E6000 on both of the corners, and then in the middle I'm going to be using hot glue, and then I'm going to be placing it right on the egg. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of this burlap ribbon right here on the back just to kind of like reinforce it. And then once that is done, then I come in with some floral. I'm gonna be adding them right in here. This is gonna look really pretty. I am so proud of this project. What do you think? Do you think that it passes the test with that ladle? I would love to know your opinion. Leave it in the comment section. And guys, once I'm done with all the floral and I think it looks good in my eyes, I went on and I placed it in the wall, and this is it. I hope you enjoy it, and here's the final review, my dear friends. Guys, I'm so happy that I purchased this at $125 a while ago, because now you go and they are between $150, I believe, or $175. I really can't tell anymore what I'm going to be paying once I get to the Dollar Tree, but I was happy that this was only $125. I took it home and I'm going to be giving it one coat only on one section, which is the upper section right here, and that is with this Serenity Blue, and it is chalk paint. Now everything is completely dry, so I have this peel and stick. I'm just gonna go ahead, peel it and stick it in place. Was looking through my stash and I came across this beautiful pearls. I've had this for such a long time. When I first started my channel, this is when I first bought it. And of course, I'm going to be using plenty of hot glue, and I'm just going to glue it right across. Guys, you remember that sponge? Yep, that's the one we're going to be using. The first thing that I did was take out all that material that's, surrounding the sponge, because I'm only going to be using the sponge section. And then once that is taken off, I'm going to start cutting it, and I'm going to cut sort of like a circle. I'm kind of measuring, as you can see. And then once that is done, I'm going to be cutting that and then in half. I'm going to make that piece skinnier. And here it is. I'm going to be using two of the challenge items. The ladle, I'm cutting it right here. I'm trying to flatten this section out only because I need to use some hot glue and some E6000, and I want to make sure that it's flat to the surface that I'm going to be gluing it to. And the sponge, I'm only going to be gluing it right here with some hot glue. Off camera, I painted this with that same Serenity Blue. I gave it one coat, and now it's time to add some E6000 and hot glue. My dear friends, don't forget to visit the playlist. It's going to be down below in my description box, along with the links directly to these talented creators' channel. Kathy Jo, Brenda, and Crafty Classy. Direct link to their channel is also down in my description box. Make sure to give them a lot of love and subscribe to their channel. Let them know that I also send you. Once that was done, I started poking holes on the sponge, and I just started adding floral. Once all the floral was in place, all I did was come in with some Spanish moss just to hide that sponge, and then this will be it. I also added the pearl necklace as the hanger, and then that was it. Well, my dear friends, thank you so much for sticking around until the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section what you would do different with these challenge items. I mean, this gave me a run for my money, let me tell you. But I appreciate every single one of you, and here is the final review, my dear friends. I hope you enjoy this one.
Thanks for stopping by and watching till the end. Hope you had fun. Come back again. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's free. DIY with Aurea creativity.